It's January 2050 and you're in New York City, and it's abnormally hot. Trendy places like Tribeca are now underwater. Climate change is no longer a topic on the political agenda. In the year 2050, it is a global emergency, bigger than any natural disaster, pandemic, or conflict the world has ever seen. But what if one time travel back to the year 2010 could change everything? Could you pull it off? This is Time Mission: Save the Planet.
Global warming, carbon emission.
Nature is angry.
It is an issue that has been on the global agenda for decades, and 2050 is no different. The world you once knew has completely changed. Temperatures have risen 1.5 degrees Celsius. Places like London are now as hot and dry as 2021 Barcelona, and places like Barcelona are even more unbearably hot. The situation is dire. Over the last 20 years, half of the world's species have gone extinct, and an additional 5 million people have died because of climate change. But there's hope. A highly confidential crisis committee has been put together to reverse these effects by using the latest time travel technology. They need someone to go back to 2010 and create enough change then so it impacts the future. This is a high-risk mission, and there is no assurance that you will be able to save humanity. Are you willing to go? If yes, let's head to 2010. Our intel is telling us that environmental activism might be the answer to your mission. Over the years, some organizations have been successful, but we're in need of a worldwide revolution. You've just arrived in Stockholm, in the capital of Sweden. Here you might be able to do what Greta Thunberg did in 2018, except you'll be doing it 8 years earlier. Let me remind you of some of the steps for you to replicate this successful tactic. Number 1, write an essay on climate change for the local newspaper. This will get your name out there. Number 2, start protesting by holding a strike from school in front of the Swedish Parliament building and pledge not to stop until governments agree to lower carbon emissions. This step might inspire thousands of young teenagers around the world to follow your cause. Number 3, lead by example. To reduce carbon emissions, take trains instead of planes, or even sail instead of flying. In 2019, Greta Thunberg will refuse to travel by plane for a conference in New York, so she'll sail there. This will open up many conversations about air travel and its impact. I've run a model on this method, and the projections from 2050 are coming in. I'm seeing some effects have been reversed, but the world is still in crisis. Waste is still piling up, and pollution is still causing problems globally. I'm afraid to tell you that your mission must continue. For you to curb pollution in 2050, including massive waste piles, thinking about reducing waste and recycling will be key. Just about everything humans do these days creates waste. We need you to get creative to get people to be better about what they do with it. The more inventive you get, the better chances of capturing the globe's attention. We're taking you to Bristol, in the UK, where a group of scientists will unveil an innovative technology in 3 years' time. But you could get ahead of them. They've taken that whole human waste concept pretty literally. They're inventing a way to use the power of human urine to generate electricity. It's called P-Power. This type of apparatus will be used in festivals and other settings around the world. In 2010, you could unveil this technology and perhaps revolutionize the energy system earlier than the scientists in Bristol, and influence others to think creatively about how to reuse waste for good. Hopefully, your P-Power will get someone to think of a clever solution for all the plastics in the ocean. We'll need a major spark of creativity to tackle that one. Okay, more data is coming in from 2050. And your steps, plus the efforts of billions of people around the world, are making a difference. But perhaps there is a third option. You could just direct all of humankind to leave Earth and head to Mars. In 2010, you could become a Mars advocate and aim to get humans to the red planet before any climate change effects are noticeable. Following in Elon Musk's footsteps and pushing for Mars colonies could be an idea. Mars could be humanity's plan B. There would be domes for humans to live in. Crops would be cultivated using hydroponics. There would be machines to convert carbon dioxide into oxygen. Beware of this tactic, though. Intel from 2050 shows that the Earth is still in danger, and little funding is in environmental measures, as governments are rushing to invest in Mars expeditions. It is also unclear how many humans we could transport to Mars, and if any would be left behind. And your mission is not just to save a couple of people, it is to save all humans. It's a tough mission, but a crucial one for humanity. The steps you decide to take are essential to create some change in 2050. Perhaps in 2050, you'll be able to head to the Arctic and still spot a polar bear. But that's all down to you. If you succeed and humankind survives, you'll be eligible to move on to your next time mission.